Hello, thank you for checking out my channel slash video slash little introduction to some new features. I'm working on this thing called the cheat sheet. It's basically a list of players who are injured and then who their teammates are who might take up the slack. So I'm just hoping this is an easy way for like waiver wire week or even the start of the season, in terms of like what depth charts are available, et cetera, et cetera. This could give you kind of a lowdown of who might be next in line should a player go down or if they are down, et cetera. So, of course, would love to have you sign up. I will send these to you in your email. And then you can always come through to pupstatus.com here to check out the interactive version. So, really just want to give a quick rundown on how it works. Basically, here's your player. I order them, I'm going to kind of reformat this a little bit, but it's the player who is out on top and then their teammates down below. That doesn't always work out best because sometimes the player is like the 4-string guy, but he's on top and then the rest are ordered by their strength value here. And they aren't necessarily always the go-to guy, like James Robinson, for instance. He had 3 targets last year, and he's not necessarily the top guy, but he's going to be questionable. And this at least gives you kind of a indication of the depth at that position for this year as they go. So basically you have each position divided, and then the starters or whomever is injured, followed by their alternate players. You can see they have rushing attempts, rushing yards, targets, reception yards, touchdowns. You can click the little comment button here and see exactly what's going on with them. I'm going to do a little bit of ChatGPT stuff to truncate this so that it will fit in this column, but then you can always click it to get like the long form version. So when you're kind of looking for someone, to pick up on waiver wire, or, you want to draft a second position guy because someone's prone to injury, you just go through this list and you'll have their team here, all their teammates here, again listed in order of their strength value, which is a Madden value. Again, not always correlates to best performer or best performances or predictions, but it's a pretty good view into where the talent is anyway. Targets is probably your best bet, or attempts, to kind of determine who's second in line. I'm going to try and order this by chatter. That's something I'm going to be working on. So the more people are talking about a particular player, I want to highlight that, and there could be other coaching decisions that bump up someone we haven't even heard of, maybe has no targets or reception. But anyway, this gives you kind of a good view of that. So once you kind of target a player, you want to see what their matchup looks like. You just click on that player and you get their whole game here. I've introduced this interface before, but I'll just run over it again really quick. Over here in your player watch, you just have the injuries on the side of the ball that they're on for each team. You can swap them back and forth so that the Lions are on offense, Chiefs are on defense, et cetera, et cetera. And then this will just kind of give you kind of a quick view of who's potentially out or questionable. And again, you can just click on the little com button here to get their the lowdown on what we're looking at, if they're going to be actually out, et cetera, et cetera. So we're looking at these positions. I'm sure you're all familiar with those. The white kind of translucent ring represents strength at that position. And the pie chart is divided into which players that position represents. So at right defensive tackle, we have 3 players here, 2 of which are injured. So if you click on the actual player position, you'll get another table pop up with statistics for those players. So we have 2 players down here who are their star players, or at least the top guy is, who that's a pretty big loss right there. And that's the whole point of this interface, is it's easy to determine how much of an impact a particular player going down will have, and this will be significant. And you can also see that representation by the slice of the pie that's red. So in the wide receiver position, we have an injured player as well, but his value is kind of on almost at the same level as everybody else in that group anyway. I mean, Marvin Jones Jr. is pretty good. He's getting a little old, but he's still gets a lot of targets and a lot of yards and touchdowns, etc. Again, we can look at what it is that might be affecting him, how long he'll be out, etc. So that's basically it. You're looking at strength at position, you're looking at how many players there are in that position, and you're looking at the status of that position. Blue just means they're healthy, red means they're out, yellow is questionable, and then there's actually orange for doubtful. And it's easy to kind of run through these games here, select whichever ones you want. If you want to follow me on YouTube, you can click up here. I'm here on Twitter here, and Instagram, which I'm not really updating these days. It's just kind of a wasteland over there. These are your toggles to watch the players, turn on and off if you want to look at the special teams players. I don't really have too much on special teams, not a big deal. Punters, obviously you want to choose a team that's going to have a good starting position if you're looking for more scoring opportunities, but we're kind of concentrating on defenses and offenses here, not so much special teams. You can always click the question mark here to come back to this video or another one similar to it that I did a little bit earlier in the year. Again, please subscribe, give me your email, and I'll send you updates and these cheat sheets right through the mail. Anyway, so that's kind of the ecosystem. You come here, find a player you're interested in, click on in, then you can kind of study the game, see what kind of, I do have 4-3 or 3-4 type defenses depending on the positions that they have available for that defense, so you can kind of get a grasp of what they run, and just kind of a good overview of like what their talent looks like and at what positions, and maybe make some educated guesses as to who might have more opportunities based on those statistics. Visual format here. Thanks again for watching. I hope you find this tool useful.